Alright, what is up everybody? So in today's video, I thought it would be pretty interesting to sit down and show you guys from start to finish recording on the Art Pro channel, the budget channel strip that I picked up last month off of OfferUp for only $140. So yes, the idea is that we're going to take a look at my settings that I am currently running on my channel strip to get the results that you are about to hear later on in this video. Now, if you like the way that this sounds, you can absolutely duplicate these settings and try them out on your channel strip, even if you're not recording on a pro channel. The ideas and techniques are all the same. All right, guys, now that we have that established, let's first take a closer look at the exact recording chain that I am using right now to get the audio that you are listening to in this video and the audio that will be inevitably laid down on the track later on. So arguably the most important piece of equipment in your recording setup, the microphone. Well, the microphone that we are recording on today is none other than the Lewitt Ray. Guys, I really am in love with this microphone. Lewitt sent this to me a couple weeks ago, and well, I mean, I've had a lot of time to record on this thing and gather my thoughts on it. And in my opinion, this is one of the best microphones that you can buy currently on the market, and just for a whole multitude of reasons. But if you want to learn a little bit more about this microphone, because that's really not the purpose of this video today, I will leave a link in the description box below. I've done a couple videos on this microphone already where I do go into depth on it and just kind of explain why it is so unique. You can go ahead and watch those videos and see for yourself. Cool. And then from there, of course, we're going into the Art Pro channel. Now the settings, we're going to get into that in just a second here. So let's kind of explain what's going on after that point. Guys, I think you're going to notice a theme today. So the audio interface that we're recording with is none other than the Lewitt Connect 2. This is an audio interface that Lewitt sent me about a week or two ago. And guys, this thing is absolutely incredible. The sound from this thing, I mean, I could go into detail on it, but listen, I have a video here that I'm going to be dropping soon where I go more into depth on this audio interface because it truly does have some things that make it stand out compared to others on the market. So just stay tuned for that. I'm not going to go into crazy detail because that's not what the point of this video is. But again, just wanted to share with you guys my recording setup. The Lewitt Ray going into the Art Pro channel, then going into the Lewitt Connect 2. All right, so now that you guys know exactly what gear I'm recording with, let's go ahead and have a closer look at the Art Pro channel. Let's jump straight into it. All right, and now here we are taking a closer look at the settings that I currently run on my Art Pro channel, specifically to record vocals. Guys, just being completely transparent with you, if you were expecting some magic to be happening on this thing, I'm telling you, it is the most simple setup that you can run. There's not a lot happening. The key is to be doing subtle things to the recording. The minute that it becomes noticeable and you can tell that there's, compression and EQ and all these things going on with the recording, well, in my opinion, that's the minute that you failed. The compression that we're doing, very minimally. The EQ that we're doing, well, at this point, it's not even in, but it's going to be very minimal. So yes, as I was speaking, I just wanted to let this thing go so that you can see my, tube warmth that I'm running down here. I'm only hitting about, peaking at around -4, but it's usually staying around -10 to -8 at all times. And then this little meter down here is measuring the amount of gain reduction that we're getting. And well, just from speaking, you guys can see I'm getting about -4 to -6. And we're using a very low ratio, a 2-to-1 ratio specifically. This is not going to be doing a lot of noticeable compression in the recording. And this is where I was, saying earlier that, the key is to do subtle adjustments. So let's just kind of recap what we got going on here. So we're getting very little tube warmth with the actual preamp itself, but this is just bringing us up to a level that's going to be, loud enough within the DAW. I want it to sound transparent and clean. I don't want any sort of grittiness to my vocals. I'm not a big fan of that. I like clean vocals. And then we're doing a little bit of a low cut, and then it goes straight into the compressor. And again, we're using a 2-to-1 ratio, very little amount of compression. And next up in the chain is the EQ. And I've actually had this thing bypassed because I wanted to let you hear what it sounds like without EQ, so that when I turn this on, you can hear the difference that this thing really does make. So let's go ahead and bring that back in. And guys, listen to the difference. It just makes it sound a little bit more, I would say, clean, a little bit more transparent, gives it a little bit of high end on the recording. And well, the reason for that is because we're doing subtractive EQ as well as adding a little bit of a high shelf. We're taking out some of that low end and then we're adding in a high shelf to bring up some of that brightness in the recording, make it cut through in the mix. And you're gonna see exactly what I'm saying in just a second once we start recording. Now that we have that all covered, guys, I think it's time to start recording. I just wanted to let you see this thing in action, let you hear the things that I'm doing to it, how I'm manipulating my signal going into the DAW. But I think we've said enough. I think it's time to start recording. Alright guys, I want to make this video a discussion, so down in the comment section below, I want to hear from you how you think the audio turned out. How did it sound to you? And of course, if you think there's anything that you think that I could have done differently or that you would do, I'm always trying to improve on my sound, so of course I'm open to constructive criticism. However, in my opinion, this is some of the best recordings that I have ever taken. You know, I've recorded on everything from U87s and TLM 103s, Apollos and whatever, but guys, I'm telling you, you do not need to spend an arm and a leg to get a good sound. A lot of this stuff is, you know, sub $300, so again, accessible to most people. Anyways, guys, this video is probably dragging on longer than it needs to be, so we're gonna go ahead and stop it here. If you haven't already yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because right now we're on our way to 10K, and of course, add to the discussion, comment down below, let me know how you think this sounds, and if there's anything that you would be doing differently. All right, anyways, I'll see you all in my next video. Take care, everybody. Peace.